Well, all the social distancing policies of the American government and all the states has shut down all the restaurants and eateries. It's amazing. I guess you can get takeout, but you can't go in and sit down in a dining room anywhere. Anyway, let's talk about the helicopter money, because I actually got a violation of service from Facebook. I made a point of sharing some internationally acclaimed economics experts' information on helicopter money, and they said it violated the terms of service of Facebook. And I got 7 days in the hole for explaining to the American people what helicopter money is. Now, what helicopter money is they print it up right out of thin air. They print it up out of nothing. And then, of course, they hand it out to the Federal Reserve banks first. And then sell it, or, they make it available to the general public at full face value plus interest. So you've got this business where they can create endless money from nothing and sell it to the public for full face value plus interest. Now, if that's not a racket, I don't know what a racket is. Ladies and gentlemen, your Federal Reserve note system and your fiat money, also known as bills of credit, shin plaster, or what's more commonly understood or becoming understood as quantitative easing, is made available every single time the market kind of crashes. Well, of course, they bail out the super wealthy first. In other words, they bail out Mark Zuckerberg and all of Mark Zuckerberg's pals. Facebook, Google, YouTube, all these big giant internet service providers and all the social media giants are all tied into Wall Street. And of course, take one big fat guess who's going to receive all the helicopter money. Well, it's going to be the Wall Street investment houses and the gangster banksters, of course. And they're talking about, sending everybody $1,000. Well, 1,000 notes. They're notes. They're paper notes, ladies and gentlemen. They're not dollars. And then you've got this absolute boob, two-faced, talk out his butt snake, Trump, and QAnon. They're all talking about the gold standard. I got a little better suggestion for the people of the United States. Let's insist the silver standard. Where are our silver dollars? Only the super wealthy that are going to get bailed out again with helicopter money will be able to afford the gold. So again, all they're going to do is screw you again. You're not going to get any relief with Don Trump's plans for a gold standard, because it's only people like Don Trump that can, that can own gold, because he's a big con man is what he is, along with Mark Zuckerberg and a lot of these other, Fed directors and heads of the U.S. Treasury and all these, Bernie Sanders. I wouldn't give you a nickel for Bernie Sanders. I wouldn't give you a nickel for Joe Biden. The Clintons are nothing but criminal trash with the Bushes. Barack Obama, well, he stuffed his pockets all he could, and he went and bought him a little mansion out there on Nantucket, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the bottom line. You've got a set of oligarchs, the elite, that control the banking system. They print endless rivers of cash right out of thin air. And they sell it to you at full face value. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not like serfs or slaves or prisoners of an economic system that you never benefit from, why don't you send me some comments and explain to me how it is that this helicopter money, quantitative easing, fiat, fake, phony baloney money system, why don't you explain to me how the phony baloney money system actually works? And that's the former Director of Management and Budget, David Stockman, refers to these fiat dollars as phony baloney money. And you get a hold of Dylan Ratigan. Dylan Ratigan was running for president, if you remember, up there in northern New York, up in the Adirondacks. Ask Dylan Ratigan about quantitative easing, helicopter money, and then, research it for yourself. Research the helicopter money system for yourself and ask yourself, are they using this coronavirus pandemic? Are they using the coronavirus pandemic to cover up the largest financial crime spree in the history of the world? Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, all this helicopter money, every central bank in every nation around the world has been using it against humanity for about a century. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's money right out of the thin air. As long as they got paper and ink and can enter keystrokes into a computer, well, they've got you right by the short hairs. They got all of society, all of humanity right by the short hairs. And people like Donald Trump, well, he's one of them. The Clintons, they are them. The Bushes, they are them. The Obamas, they are them. Pelosi, Warren, Sanders, Biden, I go all day long. John Cornyn, Mitt Romney, the whole Senate, the whole Congress, they're all in bed with people like Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook and this bunch of goofballs over to Google and YouTube. YouTube's doing the same thing. They're censoring social media. And they've shut down most of the internet, they've shut down all the internet cafes, the restaurants, the clubs, any point of social gathering has been shut down because they don't want the people of the world to understand helicopter money. Ladies and gentlemen, the links, the information you need are below. And as always, look for all my writings. I've been writing about this stuff for about 3 decades, going on 4 decades. So I don't know if I'm mistaken. Why don't you explain to me how and send me some comments. Ladies and gentlemen, hasta la vista. God bless, and you betcha. We're coming back.